Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to tonight's team training and inspiration. My name is Brooke Hemingway. I'm a Diamond Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus, and I am so excited to bring to you tonight Preston. He is my business coach, and I love the way that he describes himself because it is actually perfect for him. He's a mindset coach, a soul mentor, a speaker, and a podcaster. His podcast, Next Level Life, debuted at #1 in the world. In iTunes in his category, which is amazing. And yes, Elizabeth, I am recording it. The thing that I also love about Preston is he is self-made. It's amazing. I love his story, which I don't know necessarily that he's going to share it all, but I love that through the power of his mind and mindset, he's been able to create an amazing life for himself. And because of that, he's able to get in there in a very skilled way and help other people to do the same thing. He's helped me so much in my business, but not only in my business, in my life, to be able to experience more peace, more joy, more success, just more of everything. I experience so much more joy in my life and not just success. And I've shared this with a lot of people that about a year ago, before I started coaching with Preston, I was struggling so much with my mindset. I was struggling with a lot of scarcity around the idea that I was not going to be able to continue to be successful, that I was not going to be able to continue to do the things that I really felt like I was supposed to do, but I just couldn't get outside of my own mind and outside of my own way to do those things. And he has helped me mightily with all of those things to be able to break through. And I just am so, the thing that changed for me, I think, is that before I felt sadness and I felt gloom and I felt like all of the things that I wanted to do and felt like Heavenly Father wanted me to do, that I was never going to be able to do those things because I just couldn't figure myself out and I couldn't get myself on the right track. And now when I think about the future, I'm just so excited. Like I could jump up and down. I feel hopeful. I feel like I have the tools to do this. And he's been a huge instrument in that. He is also one of the keynote speakers at Bob Heilig's Growth and Impact Summit in Dallas, and one of the key presenters at my Align retreat this August. And so it's with great excitement that I present to you Preston. And I hope I didn't go on too long, but the floor is yours now.
Thank you so much. Everybody can hear me good? You good, Brooke? Okay, thank you so much. That was an amazing intro, and I am honored to be able to be here. Working with Brooke has been absolutely incredible. I work with a lot of the top people in Plexus, and it really is amazing to see what they are creating and also what they are going through as they create that, and then what they can overcome. It's just fabulous, like to just be involved in that. And I'm just so grateful for Brooke for inviting me onto this call. So this is what I want to get across tonight. Every single thing that you are experiencing is a result of your thoughts and your beliefs. Every single thing. This is, ready? We're going to draw the tree of belief. Boom. This is just one of my favorite things to think about and to talk about. This is the tree. You guys can all see this here? This right here is the ground, and it represents our consciousness. Everything above the ground is our consciousness, things we're aware of, and everything below the ground is our subconscious, things that we are not aware of. The fruit up here represents results. Everybody wants to talk about results. There's a reason, because they are, like, you can't argue with them. You cannot argue with the results. They are there. They're a thing. They're concrete. You can point to them. You can touch them. You can pick them up. Results. People think that the reason you're getting the results are because of the trunk, which is actions. Actions, yes, they do determine results, but there is something that determines our actions. And we're going to go below our level of consciousness to the roots of the tree. This is the root system of the tree, and it represents beliefs. Okay? In our life, we have beliefs. We have beliefs that are useful. We have beliefs that are not useful. We have beliefs that are empowering, beliefs that are limiting. And they're all part of our subconscious. A lot of them we developed when we were kids and we just never upgraded our software in our brain. And those beliefs influence, inform, and determine and affect your actions. And then your actions are going to be the thing that are going to yield your results. So whenever anybody is talking about, oh, I'm not getting the results that I want, I never ask what they're doing. I always ask, what are you thinking? What are you believing? Because every single person in this Zoom room, you don't need me to tell you to do your IPAs. Like, you don't need me to tell you that. You don't need me to tell you to follow up with somebody via Facebook Messenger and get them to come to a sip and see. Like, that is not something you need to hear. But what does serve you is taking a look at the things that you think and the things that you actually believe about yourself, about that, about your team, about Plexus in general, about money, about business, about your value and your worth. When you take a look at all these beliefs, then you start to see why your actions are the way that they are. Because our beliefs are in alignment with our identity. We can use beliefs and identity kind of like interchangeably. And when we have an identity, and the identity is, you know, I'm smart, but I'm introverted. And so I'm just not a people person. My identity is I'm introverted and I just don't like to talk to people. Or if you have the identity of I'm just disorganized. I'm just a disorganized person. What can I do? Or if you have the identity of, man, I'm always just struggling. I'm always just like trying to pay my bills and just I can't ever seem to get ahead. That is an identity. And you think that you are observing your identity. The truth is you are creating it. And there's a lot of evidence to support your belief and your identity, right? You can say, I'm disorganized. No. Check this out. I am disorganized, Preston. You don't understand. I am disorganized. Look at my office. Look at my back office. Look at my bedroom. Look at my house. Look at my bills. Look at my mail. It's disorganized. And this is what I tell you. You are looking for pieces of evidence that support your beliefs. And you will find them. You also can change your thoughts, which then change your beliefs, and you can look for evidence to support that new belief. I promise you, you can shift it because a belief is just a thought that you keep on thinking. And if a belief is just a thought that you keep on thinking, then you are in control of your thoughts. You are in control of your focus, and you are in control of your beliefs. And then you will end up aligning your actions with your beliefs. Because if you say to yourself every single day, I'm an organized person, I'm an organized person, I'm an organized person, I'm going to look for evidence to support that. You'll start to see this, and you'll start to see where it is true, and then you'll see where it isn't. And then over time, you will start to align those areas that aren't where it's not true. You'll start to align those with your identity and with your belief that it is true. You can actually, Angela says, Angela Stroop, you can train your mind. You actually can. So when people want to focus on results, I take them back, not to their actions, I take them back to their beliefs. That's why every single thing that I do is mindset before strategy. So I'm going to share my screen here with you, Brooke, and with everybody. Oh, cool. That did not do what I thought it was going to do. Let me try again. Thank you for your patience with this. So, okay, here we go. This is it. Right here. We're just going to do that. Okay. This is a tree. The top is going to represent your strategy, and the bottom, the roots, is going to represent your mindset. This is just a really, really, scaled down version of this. Just results, beliefs, or results, actions, beliefs. So results and actions are going to be in the strategy, and then your beliefs are going to be in your mindset. Now, just like a tree shoots its roots down to grow before it starts to sprout branches upward, you have to work on your mindset first. It is going to determine everything. Now, there are 3 stages of mindset. Now, as I go through these, I want you to take inventory about where you are at. Do not judge yourself. Brooke, what is the number one thing that I always talk about? The number one word?
Compassion.
Compassion. Yes. I love that. She is so good at that, man. She really, really is. And you know why she's good at it? Because she practices it intentionally. So when I go through this, and when you see where you're at on these stages of mindset, do not judge yourself. It is not useful. You're just going to give yourself compassion. Compassion is defined as self-love and self-acceptance in the current circumstance. Okay? So the 3 stages of mindset are, number 1, it's possible for someone else. Now, in order for it to, when I say it, you can put whatever you want in that category. It can be going to jewel, reaching jewel status, hitting emerald, hitting sapphire. It can be hitting senior gold. It can be having a relationship, a connected relationship with your spouse. It can be achieving your ideal body in a health and fitness style, or in a health and fitness area. It can be any single thing you want. Learning how to do a headstand. You know what I mean? Anything that you want to put in the it, that's for you. So let's actually get a couple of people. I want everybody to put in the chat, what is your number one goal in your life? Let's just kind of take inventory here. Is it to get to a certain level or rank in Plexus? Is it to make a certain amount of money? Is it to lose a certain amount of weight? Is it to have dinner every single night with your family at a specific time? What is your specific goal? It can be in any area. Okay. We got financially free. We got change the face of healthcare. We got don't worry about my finances, glorify God, better health, buy a home, retire my husband, financially free, time freedom, debt free, leave a legacy, hit a rank, have a miracle baby. Love that, Shelly. Time and financial freedom. We got a lot of financial freedom, debt free. Thank you guys so much for putting this in the chat. Not live paycheck to paycheck. A lot of stuff about money. A lot of stuff about money. A lot of stuff about time. Very, very good. Maintain this. Okay, are you seeing patterns? This is something I want you guys to notice. Like, are you seeing patterns? We got Jacqueline says, work my own schedule. Okay, so that's really, really cool to be in control of your own schedule. Very, very specific goal. Love it. Now, the people that put financially free, you have a number. And your number is different from everybody else's. And that's okay. Think about what it is for you. How much do you, what does financially free mean? How much a month? Because some people it's 10,000 per month. Other people it's 100,000 per month. Neither one is good or bad or better than the other. It's just you, what that is for you. Some people putting, I want to not feel afraid of what other people are going to think if I share. Okay, some people are starting to put, oh, hey, Laura. Laura's putting she wants to make 20 a month. Amanda, 10 a month. I like that you guys are being really, really clear with that. So this is the cool thing. Whatever your goal is, thank you for putting your goals in there. Whatever your goal is, if you have the idea that it is possible for someone else, And what's going to happen? You are going to compare yourself to that person or that group of people all day long. And guess what else you're going to do? You're going to make excuses for their success, and you're going to justify and diminish and explain away their success because they have a certain set of circumstances or the life circumstance, whatever, or characteristics or traits or something. They have something you don't. So when you are in this mindset of it's possible for somebody else, then you're going to compare yourself to them. And here's the thing about comparison. When's the last time you compared yourself to somebody and you came out exactly even? Like exactly even. It doesn't really happen that often. You either come out ahead, and most of the time we end up coming out behind. And so we either are feeling better than, or we're feeling not good enough. So it's possible for someone else is not a really good place to be at. Brooke mentioned that my podcast that I launched, it's called Next Level Life. It's personal development for entrepreneurs. Next Level Life, I launched that and I debuted #1 in the world in my category of personal development. #1 in the world on iTunes with my podcast. And I was speaking, it was emceeing and speaking at this large event. And they introduced me and they talked about this in my bio in rehearsals. And after rehearsals, in between rehearsals and the actual event, somebody came up to me who was part of the stage crew and they said, "Oh man, I can't believe you did that. You really launched a podcast, debuted #1. I'm interested in podcasting. And how did you do that? Because I would love to be able to do that." And in this moment, I was wondering I was trying to figure out where they were at, okay? I was trying to figure out where they're at. And so I asked them, I said, if I told you all the steps right now, if I just laid it out for you, do you think that you could launch a #1 podcast? And his response was, "Oh, me? No, probably not. No, probably not." And so I very kindly said to him, if you don't believe that you can, then the steps don't matter. And to his credit, he said, yeah, I guess you're right. And then he walked away. So think about this. If you have the idea that it's possible only for somebody else, and you use that as a way to explain away and justify what they have done, you disqualify their success because they have something you don't, then you are going to be stuck. And you're going to have your limitations, you're going to have your excuses, and you're going to have your some days. You're going to just think someday, because you're going to have to change something, right? Like, something's going to have to change. I'm going to have to have a set of circumstances that I don't have and that I never will have. And then you're not going to do anything about it. And the crazy thing about this is it's so easy to believe this because you can point to evidence all over the place. You can point to all those things that have happened up in your life up to this point. But the problem with that thinking is that you're allowing your past to determine your future. And that's not the case. It's just absolutely not the case. So the first stage of mindset is it's possible for someone else. And the second stage is, well, it's possible for me, but how? How do I do it? What are the steps? What are the strategies? Give me that PDF, Brooke. Give me that PDF. Why can't you give it to me? If only I had that, then I'd be successful. Now, I found myself in this place for a long time because, I'll tell you this story. Because I'll go back 2 years. 2 years ago, my second child, my daughter, was born, and I was not in a good place. I'll just be really honest with you. I was not in a good place. I had the skills. I had a lot of the tools, but I didn't have belief in myself. I would look at things and I would say, it's possible, for someone else. I was stuck in this stage of mindset. It's only possible for, I would listen to podcasts, I would watch YouTube videos of TED Talks, and I would do all these things. And I would think, oh, what would it be like? What would it be like to be at that level? Now, I assume that there's a lot of you in this room. You don't have to type it in the chat, but maybe just raise your hand or just think it. Be like, I have thought that. Oh, yeah, diamond's totally possible for Brooke, for Jessica, for Jen, like, but only for them. Like, it's possible for them, but not for me. Maybe you've thought this, but this is where I was at until one day. This is a true story, man. And I used to not tell this story because I was embarrassed. I came home one day, my wife had tears in her eyes. She was actually crying because we couldn't afford groceries. And I have a brand new baby girl and a 3-year-old son at that point. And I thought to myself, this is it. It jolted me into this second stage. It has to be possible. It has to be possible for me. I'm going to make it possible for me because I can't live like this anymore. Can't be in this situation where my wife is crying because we don't have money for groceries. And so then I went from, it's possible for me, but how? The problem with this is that I'm still focused on the how. I'm still focused on the steps. I'm still focused on the strategy. And it's so simple to be like, okay, now I believe in myself. All right, let's go. What are the steps? Now I believe in myself. What are the steps? What are the steps? What are the steps? And then I take those steps and then I hit a roadblock and I'm like, oh, shoot, maybe this isn't going to happen. And then I go back to step one. The problem with number 2, which is it's possible for me, but how, is that you're still putting your faith in something external. The steps, they're external. Now, I understand this mindset. Totally understand it. But for you, you got to get to stage 3. And for me. And stage 3 is, it's inevitable for me. Now, let's go find the steps. So for you, you got to go from it's possible, but how, to it's inevitable. Now, let's go find the steps. And the thing about this stage is that when, not if, when you hit a roadblock, you will not allow it to stop you because your success is inevitable. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's totally inevitable. And so when you hit that roadblock, you simply find another how. You find another set of steps. And when you do this, the how is less important than the mindset. This is why mindset is more important than strategy. Let's take inventory for a second. Take a look at the chat, some of the things that people are saying in the chat. Okay, this is you. You're saying, this is me right now. Boom, 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 boom. Great. Maria, I like this. Change your password to Plexus Emerald. I love that. I love that. So now I can get into all your stuff. That's really, really cool. Thanks for killing. As a joke. I love that you made that as your password because you're constantly typing it in and making it happen. So with no judgment, with absolutely no judgment on yourself, I want you guys to put in the chat where you're at. You just put a 1, a 2, or a 3. That's it. No judgment. You get to be honest with yourself. Don't pretend you're somewhere you're not, but also own it if you're at a certain level. It's totally okay. Are you at as possible for someone else? Because I've been there. Are you at as possible for me, but how? Because I've been there too. And then are you at it's inevitable? Now let's go find the steps. Cool. Because I've been there too. Okay, let's go through this. We're at a lot of 2, 2, some 3, some 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. A lot of 2s, couple 3s, couple 1s. You guys are honest. I love that. Love your honesty. A lot of threes here. Super, super cool. 2.5, Christina. That is sneaky. Sneaky and not an option. 1, 2. Okay. The majority of these, probably 60, 70%. Libby, 2, but I really do believe it's inevitable. Okay. That's an interesting way to put that. Libby, you are right there. I see you. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Libby.
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. Tell me about 2, but I believe it's inevitable.
I still get stuck with the how, but okay. I know that I will reach diamond.
All right. So I'm going to throw something out there. And one of the things that a coach does is just be super bold with you. If you are focused on if you say it's inevitable for me, but I just need a couple steps, then you are not at number 3. Okay. And that's okay. It's totally okay. This is why I started this whole thing with no judgment. I want you to own it, because if you are saying, oh yeah, I'm in number 3, it's inevitable. And then you're like, okay, but I need the steps. I just need the steps. Then you're selling yourself short. And you're still looking for that external thing to come and give you the success. Does that make sense?
It does.
So let's get very, very concrete. What is your specific goal?
My immediate goal? Mm-hmm. To reach gold.
Okay, gold. And write some things down here. And how many points do you need to get to hit gold?
From today, I need 75.
Okay, 75 more points. And how many points did you end last month with? I don't know what last month was. March?
I want to say 35. It might have been 40.
Okay, let's go 40. So 35 extra points. What do you think, if you're in number 2, like if you were in, it's possible for me, but how? What would you say is the predominant thought that stresses you out?
I don't really know. I mean, I struggle with doing I find myself doing the easy things.
Okay.
That makes sense. I'm not really sure what excuses. I mean, I just make excuses. I don't have time, or I'll put that off and do that later kind of thing. I mean, that's my...
So is the predominant thought, I don't have time?
Yes.
Okay.
But then I simultaneously tell myself that I do have time. If these other people with more children than I have can do it, then I do have time.
Okay. So what you're doing here is really, really interesting. You are doing 2 things at the same time. You are saying, I can do it, and you're saying other people with kids can do it, and so you're judging yourself because you're comparing yourself to them, and you're saying, I totally can do it, but I'm also going to judge myself over here and hold myself back because of this judgment, and you're trying to hold these 2 thoughts simultaneously. And what happens for you when you try to hold these 2 thoughts simultaneously?
I stop moving.
You stop moving. Because who in here, raise your hand, just can you relate to this, where you have these 2 limiting, or two beliefs that have tension, and then you end up doing nothing because you're just like, I'm not doing anything, right? So this is something that happens to every single person. Number 1, I want you to have compassion for yourself. Number 2, I want you to take a big breath. And I don't mean like this. I don't want you to go, okay, what's next, Preston? None of that shiz. We don't do that here. We live a next level life, and that means we take next level breaths. Every single person, all 347 of us, I want you to take an intentional breath where you do nothing but focus on the air coming into your mouth, or into your nose, into your lungs, and then coming out. There's nothing else in your life except for this one slow breath. Right here, let's do it. Do it with me. Libby, I'm going to ask you a question. This question is going to be so simple that you're going to maybe scoff at it. But I want to do something. Are you open to being coached right now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Then let's do this. I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. Take a big breath in. Now, everybody else, you can do this too, or you can just be here with us on this. Libby, I want you to get into an elevator inside of that beautiful brain of yours. With your eyes closed, get in that elevator, and there's only one button, and it has a heart on it. And you push that button, and the doors close very lovingly and softly. And then you start to descend, and you get out of the noise that's happening in your head. You go through that amazing neck that holds your beautiful brain onto your body. And you go past it, and you go down into your chest, and you settle right next to your heart. Now, anytime during this exercise that you feel yourself trying to think about the answer because there's a lot of pressure, because you're focused on, oh, I'm in this thing and I'm talking to Preston, there's a lot of people in this room, that elevator is always available to you. And it's always ready. You just get in it, push the button, and go down. And you start to originate your thoughts from your heart and your intuition instead of your belief systems. Now I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to take 3 breaths before you even talk. And during these breaths, you're going to probably pop back up in your brain and be like, I don't hear anything. What should I be saying? What's going to happen right now? You got to get in that elevator and go back down. You have to get to the point where you can calm yourself and listen, because this answer that you're going to hear is not going to be something you're going to think about. It's going to be something that you're going to hear, and you're going to become aware of or become honest with yourself about. And it's a very, very simple question, but I want you to get comfortable, and I want everybody to get comfortable with the silence that's about to happen during her 3 breaths after I ask this question. You good, Libby? Okay, here we go. With your eyes closed, get in that elevator, go down, take 3 breaths, and during the 3 breaths, I want you to just listen. What's really going on for you?
Chaos.
Okay. What belief do you have about you and your relationship to the chaos? Just keep listening. Keep going back down, just listening. What belief do you have about your relationship to the chaos?
It's too big to control. I don't know what to do with it.
How long have you felt this chaos?
Oh, at least 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
But it's gotten worse the past year.
Can you remember a time in your life, the first time, maybe the first time in your life that you experienced chaos?
18, 17.
What happened when you're 17?
I got pregnant in high school.
Okay. And when you experienced that, and you experienced the chaos, how did you process it, and how did you react to it?
I just knew I had to deal with it and keep moving. I mean, I couldn't quit.
And what decisions did you make about yourself in that experience?
my standards were low. I don't know. When I look back now, I can see strength. But at the time, I didn't see strength.
What did you see?
Embarrassment and fear. I felt like it would have a huge impact on my future.
Okay.
I mean, it did. I have a 30-year-old son.
Yeah. And so in that moment, when you're experiencing all the chaos of that, and you decide that you're going to feel the fear and embarrassment, but you just have to keep pushing through. Did you withdraw a little bit from your own power?
I don't know. I pushed in other directions, maybe.
Okay.
I started college, and I was determined that I would finish nursing school regardless.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. And so from there, I'm just trying to figure out like a little bit about some decisions that you made at that time and about how you approached and how you processed the chaotic feeling.
Right.
Because my guess is that if you went deep enough, if we spent a lot of time on this, just see if this resonates with you. Do you feel that you deserve chaos in your life?
I wouldn't have said yes before, but I do. I mean, I brought it on myself. Foolish choices led to hardship and chaos.
So you have this idea that foolish choices lead to chaos, and you made the choices, therefore you get the chaos, and this is just your lot in life.
Yes.
And so this comes down to these beliefs. If you believe that you deserve chaos in your life, then you're going to continue to make decisions that will lead to chaos. Does that make sense?
I see evidence of it.
Yeah. So
I mean, 30 years worth of evidence.
Yeah. There's a bunch of it. So now I want to ask you this. And now the answer to this question is not going to be the word nothing. You can't say nothing. So I want you to just like maybe think about it. What is the benefit or what is the payoff that you experience in your life for the chaos? Now, it might be a benefit or a payoff to your brain or to your ego or to feeling significant or to being able to use it as an excuse. Like you don't have to like do these things or like actually like put in the work and put in the effort to be successful in this area because you have this excuse of having chaos since you were 17. But what is for you? What is the benefit?
Just a feeling of, I guess I'm getting what I deserve. I mean, it's not a true benefit, but it's a
payoff to your ego.
It's a payoff.
So if you're saying, I get what I deserve, and now you are in alignment with your beliefs about yourself. So sometimes your external results are simply a way to align yourself with your beliefs about yourself. Does that make sense? Because tomorrow, if every single thing just worked out in your life and everything just worked out and everything was peaceful and it was just like bluebirds on your shoulder and all that stuff, what would happen for you? What would you feel?
Probably like I didn't really deserve it.
Yeah. So I want you to just take a big breath in. Just take a big breath in. Because what I want you to know, Libby, is that you are so inspiring to people in ways that you don't understand. And the decision that you made about yourself when you were 17, that you don't deserve to have peace in your life. You don't deserve to have the success and just all these different things, those decisions that you made about yourself. They served you in that moment. Now, the reason I say that is because at 17, getting pregnant and experiencing the embarrassment and fear that you just talked about, the only way that you could make sense of all of that, the only way that you could compartmentalize it and process it, is to decide that you didn't deserve anything but that. And so for you, do you see how making that decision actually helped you make sense of that situation?
Yes.
So now recognize that there are 300 plus people now listening to this, and maybe they cannot relate to your exact specific experience. I'm seeing a couple people in the chat who relate to that exact experience, but everybody has decisions that they made about themselves. I'll tell you mine. When I was 8 years old, my parents got divorced. And in that moment, the only way I could make sense of that was to decide that I was not worthy of love. And I carried that with me for 20 years until I realized finally that that had nothing to do with me. And this is what I want you to see, is that that decision that you made about yourself, it served you in that moment. But now, do you know anybody who is 17 or in that kind of age range between, 15 to 18? Do you know anybody in that age range in your life right now?
Yeah, several of my children.
Okay. Which one of your kids?
Rebecca's 17.
Okay, absolutely perfect. Female 17-year-old. Rebecca, 17. Would you allow Rebecca to make emotional decisions for you right now in your life?
No.
Why not?
Because she's immature and hasn't got as much experience in life as I do, and she's still 17 and the hormones are insane.
Yeah, they are. So is it a wise decision to say, no, thank you, Rebecca, you're not allowed to make emotional decisions for me in this moment? Is that a wise decision?
Yes.
And do you see where I'm going with this?
Yes, I'm still allowing myself to make decisions based on my 17-year-old self.
Are allowing 17-year-old Libby to make emotional decisions for you now. And the crazy thing about that is it used to be a wise decision because you were her and it allowed you to make sense of all this. And then you shifted into a completely different stage in life, and it is no longer a wise decision. So why, and this is not a rhetorical question, I want you to just answer it, like, why are you still allowing 17-year-old Libby to decide what you are worthy of as an adult?
It's habit. I've just been doing it for 30 years, 32 years, a long time.
Yeah. And so this is it. Are you ready to step out of
Yes.
that old process, to step out of that old pattern of thinking? Because it is not going to be easy for you. You have done it for, what'd you say?
30 years, 31 years.
3 decades you've done this. And so guess what? You were doing it subconsciously. This is your beliefs down here. Now, it's not going to take 30 years for you to shift it. It's not. But don't expect it to happen overnight. And I want you to have compassion on yourself as you intentionally shift this. So for you specifically, Libby, I want you to wake up and I want you to write, I make wise emotional decisions. And I want you to write it down 10 times. And then I want you to write down, I am enough. And I want you to write it 10 times. And I want you to say it. You don't have to go to, I'm a freaking diamond and I'm the best person in the whole world. No, 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 no. You go to, I am enough. And you say it and think it and feel it and say thank you to that 17-year-old version of yourself. Thank you so much for serving me. I no longer need you. And I let you go. You can just release all of that and step into a new thought process of, I make wise emotional decisions and I am enough. If you, Libby, if you operated from that energy, how would you show up in your business?
Oh, I would be consistent and I would be confident.
You know what to do. You don't need any of this right now. I want you to start showing up from a space of, I make wise emotional decisions and I am enough. And if you show up in that energy and write that down and say it and feel it and think it and believe it, it becomes your new identity. And then you don't create chaos in your life because you believe that you deserve peace. And I will tell you, you deserve peace, Libby. Because you are enough. So what are you getting in touch with right now?
Well, I'm gonna call them actions, and they're not exactly actions because it's not like IPA types of actions, but I need to be more aware of what I'm thinking about and where I'm coming from when I'm making decisions.
Yes.
And not make them out of habit, but consciously, well, I react. I guess that's it. It's not so much that I've been making decisions so much, it's that I've just been reacting to things for 30 years.
Yeah, you have. And that's okay. But you're now getting out of reactive mode and into conscious creating your ideal situation. I want everybody to go ahead and put their main takeaway from what they just experienced. What did you guys just experience over the last 15 minutes? Not for Libby, but for you. What breakthroughs did you have? What takeaways did you have? Libby, I want to tell you, thank you for showing up as vulnerable and as willing to do this. Because I want you to start seeing in the chat what's about to happen with the energy that you showed up. The way that you showed up is changing other people's perceptions. These people are having breakthroughs about themselves because of what you just did. I am enough. My heart said I am in growth, and growth is fun. Inevitably knowing I am enough. I've got to get back to the root of my mindset. Not making decisions based on a feeling that I had about myself years ago. Thank you, Shelley. Everyone has a story, and we are all enough. Worthy of showing up myself every day. Compassion on myself, no judgment. Love that, Rebecca. Nancy, I deserve peace. I am enough. I am enough. Don't let my immature self call the shots. Loss does not control my life. I am releasing myself, my 7-year-old self that couldn't earn her value and worth. It's not earned. I am valuable. Krista, that is beautiful. Are you seeing, Libby, the effect that you have on people? I want you to just realize that this is the influence that you and your vulnerability and your willingness to step into your power, this is what you can have. Or this is the influence that you have. Mindy, I might feel like I might vomit as I talk to that 10-year-old self that thinks she isn't capable enough, smart enough, just enough. Thank you. It's beautiful. Sometimes you have to throw up. I've actually thrown up as I've gone through emotional purging processes. This is beautiful, beautiful stuff. This is absolutely amazing. Are you starting to see even more clearly how mindset is more important than strategy? So who here thinks that these type of exercises and these type of coaching these type of things would assist them moving forward in their business. Because this is what I want to show you guys. I've created a system, and I've created a process, and I've created a program that I would love to tell you about. Can I share a little bit about it with you? I know that we just have a few minutes left. I'm going to stay with you as long as you guys will, as long as you guys are open to it, if that's okay with Brooke. But yes, you guys are open to it. Okay, this is what I want to share with you. I've created, I do one-on-one coaching with a lot of people, and with Brooke and with a lot of the top earners in the company. I also have a group coaching program that is month to month, and it's ongoing. But this is something that I wanted to do. I wanted to create something for people that one-on-one isn't their next step just because they don't have time, or it's too expensive, or that's just not their next step. Or they're not sure about investing in something that's ongoing. So Jamie, how do we participate in your coaching? This is the answer to you, Jamie. I've created something that is a 1-month coaching program. It has a start date and an end date. It's 1 month. It's going to be a flash coaching program. It's called Mindset Jumpstart, because I want you to jumpstart your mindset and get intentional coaching so that you can like set yourself up for convention. The reason we're doing this in May is because convention is in June. And I want you guys to invest in yourselves. I want you guys to be able to have videos, have worksheets, have audio, have visualizations, have these type of things, and have access to me. I'm going to be doing 4 coaching calls throughout the month, every single week, and they are 2 hours long. And I'm going to get on with you, and we are just going to do processes similar to what we did with Libby. Not everything is going to be about your child self or something like that, but we are going to go into it. Are you guys ready to invest in yourselves so that you can have peace in your heart and money in your bank? Because every single thing that you are experiencing as far as results is because of your thought process. And the value of a coach is that you can be able to have somebody else point out your blind spots, look at things from a 30,000-foot view, and just give you bold action steps to take. Elizabeth Spawn. You know what? I don't know if I've ever said your last name. Is it Spawn or Spawn? I've talked to you a bunch, but I've never said your last name. Would you unmute yourself for a second?
Yes.
How do you say it? Spawn. Okay, good. I will make a note of that. I've never said your last name out loud. Okay, Elizabeth Spawn. I've been coaching with you for a couple weeks. I want you to tell me and tell everybody else, tell them your experience about what you have experienced just in the short time that we've been working together.
Yes. So, it's been about 4 weeks now, and I'm not going to lie, it has been the hardest 4 weeks, especially the first 2, because it was like realizing, okay, I need to make time for this. I need to cut out, different things on my plate and really apply myself. If I'm going to pay for this, then I really want to apply myself and put in the work to change my mindset. And I don't know about you guys, but I've read all the books and I have done the classes. But this has been the only thing that's moved the needle forward in my mindset and in my business. I've sponsored more people in the last few weeks and the last few months since starting to do coaching than I did in the whole last 2 years. And so just realizing that really taking the time to show up for myself and to because if I don't do it, then who's going to? If I don't show up and change my mindset, then who else is going to do that for me? No one is.
That's beautiful. I didn't know that about the more in the last 4 weeks than the last 2 years. That's incredible, man.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. It's really, really cool. Now, I'm going to ask Brooke Hemingway, will you go ahead and put the link to this in the chat, or maybe pin it? You can make it as a pinned
Yes.
comment. So the link is PrestonPugmire.com/mindset jumpstart. And what this is like I said, there's going to be videos, there's going to be worksheets, there's going to be training, there's going to be 4 2-hour coaching calls. And if you can't make those coaching calls, then we'll obviously have the replays for you, and you can listen to them, and you can go over them. And if you find value in me, working with Libby a little bit, like that's the thing, is you can sign up for a one-on-one hot seat in the group, or you can watch me coach other people. You can have these breakthroughs. So there's the link. It's PrestonPugmire.com/mindset jumpstart. It's a $198 investment in yourself. And it's 4 weeks, and we're going real hard. We're going to go do a lot of coaching, and we're going to do a lot of internal deep work, because that's the thing that we want to shift, is the belief, so that you can be able to actually attack the actions from a completely different perspective, from a perspective of worthiness, from a perspective of believing in yourself, shifting the way that you approach things. Because how about this? I would like to, I don't know if this is going to bury that that comment with the link in it, but whatever, you can put that up there later or something like that. I want everybody to go ahead and put their number one takeaway from this entire last hour that you've spent. What is something specific that you are taking away, that you are committed to shift and committed to change? There's still hundreds of people in here, and I want you to put that in. Kristen says, I pay $120 every other week for therapy, so it seems like a steal. It is. Now, there are limited spots. We are going to cap this, and I'm doing training calls in probably a dozen different diamond and sapphire groups like this, and it's because I love working with women in network marketing on their mindset. I absolutely love it. It's something that I've done for a while now. And so it's really cool. I want to see these things, okay? New confident mindset moving forward. Muddy mindset, muddy life. Like that, Mandy. What priorities? Need a better mindset. Give yourself compassion. I love that you took that away, Danielle. I am at a 1, but I will be at a 3. Leslie, yes, you can be. You totally can be. Lauren, you're not lazy. You can do this. You totally can. Don't be afraid. Just build confidence in yourself. Yes, Cody. 3 stages of mindset. Joanne, thank you, thank you, thank you. Give yourself compassion. Nexus 6. I don't know who you are, but you're using a Nexus 6 phone. My 10-year-old self's view doesn't define me. That's totally, totally right. Absolutely perfect. Elizabeth, you were paying $70 a week for therapy, and it wasn't changing your business until you started coaching. You have done the work, Elizabeth, and it's really inspiring to see. All right, does anybody have any questions about this program? It's in May. It begins on May 7th. We're doing every Tuesday, we're going to be doing the calls. We're going to figure that out. We'll just have the times, and it'll be in a Zoom. You'll have access to the replay of it. It's $198. How, Joanne? Yeah, it's $198 for that 1 month. And it's just a flash. We're going to go hard on May because we're going to boost for convention. That's the whole goal behind this. I have worked with people that you guys know, Brooke Hemingway, Christy Jex, Jennifer Leith, Alita Allen. These are people that have been my one-on-one coaching clients. And then I have group coaching clients that I also work for as well. Leslie asks, what time? This is what we've done. We have 2 of the calls. Each one's going to be 2 hours long. But 2 of the calls will be in the daytime because there are people who that works better for them. And then 2 of the calls will be at nighttime because that will work better for other people. So if it was during the day and you only have access to nights, then you will not have to miss all 4 of them. You can catch 2 of them live, and then you can watch the other 2 on the replay. You can do, Crystal says, when can we do this? Right now. If you go to PrestonPugmire.com/mindset jumpstart, then you can just sign up for it right now. Suzanne says, can we talk during this? Suzanne, go ahead and unmute your mic and I can talk to you. Brenda says, if you don't believe you can, then the steps don't matter. Love, love, love it. Suzanne,
Yes.
Okay, perfect. What is your question? Can we talk during that? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if I sign up for this, are we going to be able to talk to you directly during this
Yeah.
process?
So what just happened with Libby?
Mhm.
That is the thing that we will do. It'll be like I'll take those 2 hours, and I'm just going to go boom, 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 and I'm going to work with people one-on-one, and you can sign up for a spot in that. And then there will also be a Facebook group where you can ask questions, and you can be crowdsourcing things as well. But and then I'll be in the Facebook group. But yes, like that's the whole goal, is to be able to have access to me, because to work with me one-on-one it's honestly, it's more than a lot of people are willing to spend at this point if they're not at a certain level or something like that. And so I wanted to create this so people could have access to this type of coaching, this type of mindset work for this, just like really cheap, and be able to hit it hard. And then from there, you can decide if you want to keep working with me in a group program or work with me one-on-one, whatever. My goal is to empower people to live their ideal life. I do that through coaching. I do that through training. I do that through podcasting. You listen to my podcast, all those different things.
Can I say something?
Of course, Brooke. Yeah, I just kind of took over there. Yeah, Brooke.
Okay,
Yeah.
totally fine. I just want to talk for a minute about scarcity surrounding investing money in yourself. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If you have listened, if you have learned something, if this has like sparked anything inside of you and you feel inspired, then it's probably something that you're supposed to do. I remember reading, like back when I started my journey in network marketing, 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. Shout out below if you've read that book. I know a bunch of you have. And I remember him talking about investing in this program that he that was something they totally could not afford, but he knew if he didn't do it, he wasn't going to grow. And so in my business, all along the way, I have always believed in investing. I've always encouraged my team to invest in themselves, invest in their growth, invest in the programs, the training, the coaching, whatever it is they need to help them have the breakthrough. But if you invest in it, do the work, commit to the work. Investing in this type of a way is always, always worth it. And I encounter a lot of scarcity around, whether it's, $1,000 or $100. It doesn't matter. Like there are going to be people that jump on it, just like my retreat that I'm doing, people that just like totally jump on it and they're like, yes, I get it, And then there will be people that are like, I don't know. And so I know if you're feeling something in your heart and you're like, oh my gosh, I need this so bad, it's something that you need to get to the next level, and that will facilitate that. For me, it's been huge for me to be able to make a lot of breakthroughs, because you guys know me as being successful and having it all together. And you can have that stuff, but not have it all together. And you reach a point where you just quit. And no matter what level you're at, whether you're a gold ambassador, a ruby ambassador, a diamond ambassador, you can reach that point where if nothing changes and you don't work on this stuff, where you hit that wall and you just quit. And you were meant to do more than that. And so I just have to say that it's worth every penny. But when you do his program, commit to doing the inner work and it will change everything.
Love that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brooke. You're totally right. If you feel like this is something then that is the thing that is calling you to actually make it happen, to invest in yourself. I remember the first money that I ever put down for my coach scared the balls out of me. It was absolutely crazy. But because I did that and I invested in myself, I unlocked this potential because I was invested and I put my butt on the line and made things happen. And I'm opening up enrollment on this till May 6th because it begins on May 7th. And so we're going to be opening enrollment on it. So if you signed up tonight, awesome. If you want to make a commitment that you're going to, in the next 2 weeks, you're going to make an extra $198 because you can, then you're just going to prove to yourself that you can. Because I know there's somebody right now that's thinking, I would, but I want to, but I don't have the money. You can shift your mindset and make an extra $200 in the next 2 weeks. You just can. And if you want to use it on this program, cool. If you want to go buy 50 bags of Oreos, bags, do the Oreos come in bags? I don't even understand Oreos. My own analogies, I don't get them. But if you want to go take that money and buy Oreos with it, I don't care. I want you to prove to yourself that you can make more money than you think you can. I'm straight up serious about that. Does anybody have any other questions? But you can put it in the chat about the, oh, we got Maria in here. Maria, it's good. I didn't know you were in here. Elizabeth is in here. I think I saw Sonia also. Sonia, yep, I saw her. Awesome. Great to see you guys. Maria, I'm interested in, I want to hear from Maria and Sonia. So Maria Ramos, can you go ahead and unmute yourself for just a second?
Yes.
What have you experienced over the last couple months with being intentional about coaching?
Gosh, you just opened up a lot of things that I was holding myself back from time blocking to putting, you know, I'm a mom, I'm home all the time with my kids, and I was putting a lot of excuses because, you know, the house was a mess, I had kids, and you've opened up my mindset to helping me find the answers that I've been avoiding, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and why were you avoiding them?
Because of my ego, which I didn't think I had an ego.
Yeah, yeah.
And
this awareness is huge.
It's awareness, and it's so hard. It's putting value, the things you've taught me to be present where I need to be present as a mom in my business, to find help. You've helped me find out, you know, like if someone can do the job for me at 80%,
yeah,
as well as I can, why not hire them? I can't do it all. And I thought I could do it all, because a stay-at-home mom, you feel like you need to run your business, take care of your kids, take care of your husband, take care of the laundry. And it is hard. You cannot literally do that when you're running a business from home. You need help.
And then you wear it like a badge of honor, how busy you are, right?
Yeah.
I know there's a bunch of people in here that wear their busyness like a badge of honor, and it's not useful. And so
You taught me to let it go.
Yes, yes. And so maybe mindset coaching is kind of ambiguous and just kind of nebulous, like it's like mindset coaching. So I want to hear from Sonia. What does that mean for you specifically? What have you done as we've worked together?
So many things. I think some of the biggest things are things that I've let go of, things that I have felt like I was responsible for, like other people's feelings, other people's reactions, that I'm not responsible for. So the only thing I can control is my reaction and my actions. And so feeling like I'm responsible for everyone on my team's success or failure is not useful to me. And I can help them and I can support them, but I was exhausting myself trying to drag people with me.
Yes. And as a result of freeing yourself from that, what has changed about your business? What's happened to your points in the last year?
Increased significantly. It's freed up a lot of space in my brain for things that I can do and things that I can control.
Beautiful.
It's been huge.
And you and Maria, has been so inspiring. I'm serious. Like the way that you guys specifically, you have shown up is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. So for the people that have already enrolled and already signed up, super stoked. Congratulations for making that commitment and taking action and taking initiative.